You've probably experienced this firsthand. You get along well with a woman, she clearly liked you, was very interested in spending more time together, and maybe even said yes when you asked her out. But despite all this, she still cancels the date at the last minute. What a disappointment. Or maybe you were talking to a beautiful woman and she seemed very friendly and warm, then out of nowhere she says, "Let me guess, you are a womanizer." It was an accusatory statement that left you confused, angry, or unsure of how to respond. If this has happened to you before and it has always left you perplexed, then this video is for you. I'm about to explain exactly why women test men, how they test you, and most importantly how to pass their tests. But first, let's understand why women test men. Women test men for 3 reasons. When you know what these reasons are, you will realize that these tests make sense for women, they have a practical use. So when a woman tests you, it's for one of these 3 reasons. Reason 1, make you invest. Let's face it, everything we do in the dating game comes down to one thing, pleasure. It's every man's goal with any woman he flirts with. This also makes it women's #1 weapon. She's not about to give away the grand prize that easily, right? She would lose any control over her relationship. You would probably leave her soon after, and worst of all, it would tarnish her reputation, making her look easy. And that's why she tests you. She makes you invest your time, money, and energy to pursue her, date her, and win her heart. Tests are meant to make you work for it, and you know what? It works. The more difficult a woman is to win over, the more attractive she is. Studies also show that the more you invest in the relationship, the more likely you are to be satisfied in the long run. The testing strategy is a win-win for women, and that's why they use it so often. Reason 2, test how masculine you are. Let me spoil the ending for you. High-value men are unfazed by a woman's testing. Does he know how to get past them, or does he have enough options? In other words, other women who, if he lets this one go, he'll be fine. When a woman tests you and you pass, that is, you are not shaken by it, then you are free. On the other hand, if you get emotional, angry, or defensive, you're in trouble. This type of rejection sensitivity can increase the risk of aggression. So do whatever it takes. Keep calm or you will lose her forever. At the end of this video, I will show you the 4 types of tests you will receive from women and how to pass each of them. So stay with me. Reason 3, making sure you are man enough. The dating game is all about pleasure and what comes next, kids, family, home, and married life. The question is, are you ready, willing, and able to handle this responsibility? To find out, she tests you. She wants to see if you're the kind of guy who can support her children, and she, of course, if you get her pregnant. If the answer is anything but a definite yes, she will either reject you or continue testing you. Now, granted, some women play the dating game for hookups, not relationships. Despite this, the same dynamics apply. She won't reward you with pleasure, her most powerful weapon in the game, easily. You will have to show that you are worthy of it. How women test men. Now comes the big question, what are these tests? There are too many to list in a single video, but they all seem to boil down to 4 categories. Most of them are secret tests that you won't even realize until you fail them. Others are more obvious tests where the stakes are high and you know there is a right way to respond. Here they are. Test 1, break promises. She promises to call but never does. She promises to see you at a certain date and time, then backs out at the last minute. She promises to sleep with you on the next date, but it never happens. These are meant to test your patience. Lose and you fail the test. When a woman is testing you by making and breaking promises, there's not much you can do except, of course, spend your time with other women. If she's the only woman you're seeing, then her broken promises will make you angry. Meanwhile, if you're dating 2 or 3 other women in rotation, then her tests won't bother you one bit. Test 2, cancel meetings. This type of broken promise is so common and widespread that it deserves its own category. Mark off. She agrees to see you again at some point and then cancels at the last minute. It's one of the most frustrating types of tests you'll ever experience, unless of course you're dating other women. Test 3, asking for favors. Can you wait here while I go to the bathroom? Can you give me a ride on Thursday? Can you lend me 1,000 Brazilian reals? Favors, big and small, are subtle ways for women to get you to invest in them. And be careful, if you agree all the time, you will fail the test. She will stop seeing you as a potential lover and start seeing you as a loyal friend who is there for her. What's worse, readily granting a woman's favors makes you look like an idiot, and that's simply not attractive to any sensible woman. Still, that won't stop her from taking advantage of you while she can. Test 4. Questions, challenges and insults. These are the most obvious types of tests a woman can put you through. She might say things like, "You're a ladies' man, aren't you?" Or I bet you say that to all your girls," or "You try to bed every woman you know, don't you?" What should you do when a woman tests you like that? One of the best techniques is the canny response. This requires some quick wit, but it can make her instantly change her mind about you. Signs she is testing you. Let me wrap this up with another spoiler warning: testing will never go away. Even if you pass the vast majority of a woman's tests and even if you win her heart, she will still test you from time to time. The happier and more content she is in her relationship, the less frequent and spaced out the tests will be. But they will come. So you should recognize them when you see them. Here are some signs that she is testing you. Signal 1. Asking for investment. Whenever she asks you to do something for her, she is taking the investment test. If you're in a committed relationship, when she tests you like this, she's probably looking for reassurance. So fulfill her request. If you're not committed to her, then give her the "that's a boyfriend thing" a response. Sign 2. Making you wait. This is when you feel like she is testing your patience. She takes time to keep her promises to you, or she asks for more favors before doing so. It's like she's taking as much value from you as she can. If dating several women in rotation isn't your style, then you can tell her to come look for you when she's ready to see you. She might back out of the test when she feels like she's about to lose you. Sign 3. Challenging your masculinity. Unless you've done something terribly wrong, she has no reason to challenge your masculinity other than to test you. Remember that, above all, she needs reassurance that you are a real man. So give her your most witty and confident response to remind her. The tests will never go away, but neither will your ability to pass them. If you know how, just stay tuned. When she starts testing you almost all the time, it could just be her insecurities kicking in, but in some cases, she could just be messing with you.